Welcome to One African Mission with your brother Dobia Anzanse. Please, if you are new here, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the number One Africa Mission. If you are new here, please take time out of your busy schedules. We also have a very young Facebook page, which is One Africa Mission. You can follow us on Facebook, like our Facebook page. Most of the time, a lot of people are saying that they find it difficult sharing our videos. So, but I think it's easier to share the videos on our official Facebook page, which is One Africa Mission. We are missionaries, and our mission is to see the unification of Africa. That is all our mission is about. The future of Africa is bright. Everybody today is saying that Africa is the future. Africa is the future. So we, as African people, are the only people who doesn't know that Africa is the future. We are the only people who doesn't know that Africa is the future. Everybody knows that Africa is the future. So we have to prepare ourselves for this greater future, for this great future that is awaiting Africa. Africa is ready to rule once again. But we can only achieve that. The greater Africa, the brighter future can only be realized if we are united. So please, let us come together, bring our energies together. Let us push for this unification of Africa. That was the dream of our forefathers. That was the dream of the founding fathers of Africa, the OAU. That was their dream. Their dream was to see a united Africa. So they have left the baton for us. And then me and you today, we are not happy about the Africa that we have inherited. That is the fact. We are not happy about it. Are you happy to see or to live this same Africa for your children, for the next generation? Will you be happy to live the same Africa for them? An Africa where all African citizens all over the world are being subjected to all inhuman treatment? Will you be happy for that? An Africa where countries have graduates, unemployed associations and stuff like that. Will you be happy for that? Will you be happy to live an Africa for your children where the citizens of Africa are dying in the Mediterranean Sea, are dying in the desert, are dying, being subjected to all manner of inhuman treatment in the Middle East or everywhere in the world? No. I know and I'm sure that me and you wouldn't want to live the same Africa for our children. So how can we live a better and greater Africa for the next generations? Is to see a united Africa. And if Africa is united, I can guarantee you that within 1 decade, Africa will be paradise on this planet Earth. So let us all come together, bring our energies to see this unification of Africa. I thank you very much for coming around today. Today, we are going to Nigeria. There's this thing about America putting visa restrictions on individual Nigerians, and it's so pathetic, you know. It's so annoying sometimes when these hypocritical Americans think that they can be putting sanctions on individual Africans or individual nations, and then, you know, that's how they do it. I was expecting when they say they put these sanctions on individual Africans, then the government of Nigeria, within 24 hours, will also put visa restrictions on them, because they love Africa more than anything. They are running to Africa as we speak now more than anybody, more than we Africans. They know the value of Africa. We are the only people who doesn't know the value of Africa. That is why they are doing that to us. And normally what they do is they handpick individuals. Okay, so, and then we as African people, we have lost this Ubuntu energy. We have lost it, that now we don't know that my brother suffering is my own suffering. So when they put visa restrictions on individuals, Nigerians, then we are happy. We're gonna be abusing them. After all, that is what colonialism has done to us. We're gonna be abusing them. Oh, politicians are like that, blah 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 blah, boom boom. Then, not knowing that as long as they can disrespect those at the top, then you at the bottom, you are nothing. This is what we as African people or the youth of Africa should realize. As long as these people have no respect for our leaders, then we, in the bottom of the pyramid, we are nothing. But if our leaders will be respected, then we as well must be respected. So they put visa sanctions on visa restrictions on individual Nigerians. The other day, or they have done that for Zimbabwe. Look at how they have been able to cripple Zimbabwe. And the African Union is not doing anything about it. It's not saying nothing about it. It is because we don't have the power. That is what we keep crying and calling on for the unification of Africa. Because anytime America or the Western world sanction individuals in China, the Chinese government within 24 hours will also sanction them. That is what power is all about. That is what sovereignty is all about. By now, Nigeria should also have been putting sanctions on individual Americans. It doesn't matter whether they belong to your government or not. But for us, we have been so divided that, oh, this governor that they sanction, he is not from my party, he's not from my tribe, he's not from my religion, so let him be. But today, if it is him, tomorrow it's gonna be you, because for them, they don't care about your party, your religion or your tribe. All that they know, if you are African, you must be subjected to disrespect, to humiliations. That is what they have been doing to us. And it's about time we bring an end to that. It is about time we bring an end to that. As I said, I was expecting the Nigerian government will also put sanctions on them. Who the hell do they think they are? And this guy, what's his name? The American Secretary of State. Look at him. Like some drag it. Let them drag it. He can put sanctions on individual Nigerians. So let's go and see what they are saying. The United States on Wednesday, I think this 2 days ago, announced that it has imposed visa ban on individuals who disrupted recent elections in Nigeria. Elections. In a statement, the U.S. State Department quoted Secretary of State Antony Blinken as announcing the ban on the unnamed individuals. We are committed to supporting and advancing democracy. That is what they always used to lie to us. Democracy. Now democracy we go eat. Now democracy we go eat. We are committed to supporting and advancing democracy in Nigeria and around the world. You can go and assassinate leaders. You can go and kill leaders. Sorry to say. You can go and assassinate leaders, disrupt countries in the name of democracy. Now democracy will go eat. That was the same thing you used and lied to the people of Iraq. Today, Iraqis are have scattered all over the world in the name of democracy. You did the same thing in Libya in the name of democracy. You disrupted Libya and break Africa down in the name of democracy. Now democracy will go eat. And I am announcing visa restrictions. This is Antony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State. I am announcing visa restrictions on specific individuals in Nigeria for undermining the democratic process in a recent Nigerian elections. How is that your concern? How is that your concern? As if like we are babies to them. So anything that we are doing, they have to stamp it. When you guys have your elections, who even give them the guts, the moral right to talk about undermining democracy? When you guys have your elections just 2 years ago, Donald Trump, your president, today your former president, accused the system in America. He accused you of rigging the elections in favor of Joe Biden. Did we say something? Did we say anything? When Chinese are doing their thing, you have no power, you have no right to go there and tell them what to do. But when it comes to us, Like they still have this kind of colonial mentality, colonial fathership. They still think that we are children to them. So anything that is why when we are having elections, they will say observers from America, observers from the AU, the EU, observers. We must bring an end. We must bring an end to all that kind of rubbish. Because when they are having their elections, the African Union, we don't send observers to them. Nigeria doesn't send observers when America is having their elections. But when we are having elections, you're going to see observers from AU, observers from UK, observers from... That thing must end, as former president, may he rest in power, Mugabe said. It must end. Somebody need to tell them, and then we will tell them. And so Anthony Blinken said, undermining the democratic process in recent Nigeria elections. He said certain family members of such persons may also be subjected to the restrictions. Mr. Blinken added that the visa restrictions are specific to certain individuals and are not directed at the Nigerian people or the Nigerian government. Is it not what I was saying earlier? That is how they do to us, divide and rule. So they're not going to attack the entire continent of Africa, but they're going to be picking us one by one. That was the main purpose of dividing us in Berlin. When they went to the Berlin conference, that was their main purpose, to divide us. So anytime at all they want, they can handpick one individual or one country and punish you, so that the others will say, oh no, it is not me. It is not me, sir. Then tomorrow they will come for you. But if we were united, imagine if Africa were a united country. By now, we would have also be putting sanctions on them. Look at what they have done to our country, Zimbabwe. I keep saying it. If America, who have been try to bully everybody, if it was 50 states, that was 50 countries, do you think they would have the power to be bullying Nigeria? You think California, Washington, if it was a different country, with different passport, military different, you think they would have the power, the guts to point their filthy fingers on Nigeria? They couldn't have done that. But because their forefathers saw the power of unity and they united, that gives them that power to be bullying everybody, almost everybody on this planet Earth, except for Russia and China. And for us to bring an end to that, we as the youth of Africa must also work hard to see the dreams of our forefathers, the dream of Kwame Nkrumah, the dream of Patrice Lumumba, the dream of Nyerere, the dreams of Thomas Sankara, all these people, Haile Selassie. That was their dream, because they saw that unity is power. Divided we stand. Divided we fall. United we stand. Kwame Nkrumah said it. United we stand, divided we fall. If we were united, you think Anthony Blinken could have the power to point his filthy fingers on Nigerian individuals, Africans? I'm not calling them Nigerians. I'm calling them Africans. He said, Mr. Blinken added that the visa restrictions are specific to certain individuals and are not directed at the Nigerian people or the Nigerian government. The decision to impose visa restrictions, he said, reflect the commitment of the United States to support Nigeria aspiration to combat corruption and strengthen democracy and the rule of law. When did America start practicing democracy? Because we all know that, as one of our forefathers said, Malcolm X said, democracy is nothing but hypocrisy to the Americans. America never practiced democracy, and they can never practice democracy. You handpick leaders. You choose who to lead you at what particular point in time. There's nothing like democracy. And if you truly believe in democracy, and then you're doing this because of democracy. Recently, you invited African leaders. Some of them stay in power for 40 years. 30 years, can you call this their leadership as democratic? So everything is about your own selfish interest and how you can use your power to bully other people. You never know what is democracy. And then they even have the guts to talk about corruption. You are the most corrupt government in the world, America. You have the most corrupt government in the world. You sponsoring a corrupt, the most corrupt country in Europe. Your State Department accused Ukraine as the most corrupt government in Europe. And yet, you're sending billions of dollars. And in return, that dollars you're sending there is returning back to you. You think we don't know? And then you have the guts to call other people corrupt? No matter how corrupt Nigeria is, we are far better than you. You are the most corrupt government on this planet Earth. It is corruption that is leading you to be fighting, killing innocent people all over the world. It is corruption. It is corruption that is leading you to wars. So for you to put visa restrictions on, and it's so pathetic. When you talk, you come back to us, because if not because we ourselves, we don't even know who we are. How will you care if America put visa restrictions on Nigeria? After all, if we come together and make Nigeria the giant as it deserves to be, America wouldn't even dare to impose visa restrictions on us. So this goes to the youth of Nigeria. You all know that we deserve better. We have one of the greatest countries in the world. And the sad thing is, we are the only people, or we are the ones who have for no reason been so abusive towards this great country. Because we have been told to do so. It is about time we realize that Nigeria or Nigerians deserve better. The other day it was India. We saw the video that Indian authorities, mass deportation. Mass deportation by India, deporting Nigerians, whilst Indians are in Nigeria enjoying their life. But when it comes to us, everywhere, people try to be disrespectful towards us because we ourselves doesn't realize the power we have. We have everything to be a great nation and to lead Africa to greatness. We have the manpower, the knowledge, the resources. So what is stopping us? It is about time we bring an end to this and let these criminals, these criminal imperialists, colonizers, to know that it is a new dawn for Africa. We will not, or we as Nigerians will lead Africa to her rightful place. I thank you very much for coming around. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission. We are missionaries, and our mission is to bring an end to all this bullying that is coming from this our former colonial criminals.